Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dave. Happy birthday to you.
And then
Thank you.
How old is it?
28.
Yeah. Nice
I'm
job.
the same age you are today.
as long as you feel that way, who cares?
Hey, 28 works. Okay, great. Well, happy birthday.
Thanks, Mark.
Okay, guys, let's just dive right into it. Wins. What's happened since I saw you last? I've gotten a lot of texts over the weekend. There's a lot of listings coming in. People are running buyers. What's going on? Fill me in. I want to hear it. Let's go. Jump. Go.
I got a listing from my previous sphere from somebody that I sold the house to, now he's selling it. And so everybody knows, I don't get involved in the pool of what you guys have access to.
Right.
With this position, I'm only allowed to do business with people that I was working with before,
That's
which
right.
Betty has my list, so she knows. And, or if it's like a client who specifically refers to me. But other than that, I don't take anything out of the pool, so that's just for you guys,
That's
what we're
very good.
doing in there. So everybody knows.
Right. So that's good. All right. What else? Yes.
Last night I dropped off some paperwork for some clients. I'm selling their house right now, and they have 3 more income properties in Elyria
Wow.
I'm listing. And the reason I didn't stick around for the RPDs is because their son, they're part of a business, and their son's part of it too. And I only met with them, and then you get the son's signatures.
Okay. So just stay on top of that. That's fine. That's fine. What else?
Don't forget.
Yes. We'll forgive you. Right. Well, you explained yourself. It's all good. What
Yes.
else? What else? Anything else? Anything closing that you've been nurturing for a while?
It's weird because we talk all the time.
Right.
So I got my condos closing and transferring today, small one.
There's a lot of stuff
They
transferred.
brought me out for a beer last night, which was nice, and this is a condo that, I mean, it's a small price condo, but these people have been upside down for years on it, and to them, it was like the biggest relief that I got this thing sold so quickly, and they are so grateful, and she's a huge social media person, so she posted my name out and things, which is
Very
real
good.
good. And then I have
Good morning.
Michael. And you probably know, but I had an accepted offer on Newman that's been on the market for a couple of weeks. So I got an accepted offer. So that's
Very good.
pretty awesome.
What else? Christian, you got something?
2242 closing this week. Been nurturing that for a while, and that's pretty much everyone. It's pretty much it's all.
Okay. Do you have active listings currently? What are they? What's the price point? What city are they in? Maybe somebody in your team has a buyer. Anyone? What about a buyer? Anyone?
I'm working with some people looking in Lakewood, which a lot of stuff's been coming up, so we've just been kind of busy to not be able to get it.
Okay, stay in contact with each other on what your needs and wants are, so that you can start to market it from the team, and then we'll take it further. Okay? All right, good, perfect. All right. You have a pen, I hope, or something to write with? I want you to define conversion for me. What to you is conversion? Thank you. Thank you.
I was thinking that.
Thank you, thank you. I think I used too much problem, but it's all good. Okay, so once you have that, what conversion is to you, stick your eyes up. I'm thinking really hard. Why are you looking at me? All right, got it? All right, Elliot, go.
The rate of advancing business to the next step.
Love that. Perfect, Betty.
I did not know how to describe this, actually.
Okay. We're gonna go back, we'll come back to you. Marcia?
Mine's like very simple, just taking a prospective buyer or seller to the level of an actual, to the level that they're signing and they are a buyer or a seller.
Perfect, perfect. Sophia?
After listening to Dave for a couple days, my definition of that is turning impossible into possible.
It's impossible. I
There
love
you
that.
go.
Okay, very good, Jessica.
I put merge into something bigger and greater.
Fantastic. Marty?
Just moving from one point to the next, just for progress.
Great. Christian?
Transformation to a positive form.
Okay.
Making sales, put money in my pocket, and let people know. So.
Love it, perfect. Tommy, I didn't call you Marty.
Meeting, qualifying, meeting needs, explore, and close.
And that is coming from the not yet realtor. Dave,
The ability to take a lead and get to make a commitment to the buyer, so.
Mike,
A mathematical equation of results that realtors have no clue.
this is why he's here. He'll be here all day. So, okay, so now, which, this is a great topic. Okay, so first of all, if you notice, they were all kind of similar, but not all the same, right? Would you agree? Say yes.
Yes.
Yes, okay. So, in order for us to get clear on converting, you have to be clear on what conversion is. So, because of that, your conversion rate is also part of what qualifies you for leads, which is also qualifies your income, which qualifies your reputation. It qualifies your referral business, agreed? So that's pretty important. So how do you go about converting? What is your number one thing that you feel is in your, yes?
Showing up.
Showing up. Right, showing up, I like that. That's perfect, it's simple. So what is the one thing, I want you to write it down, that you feel is your best asset in converting? One thing. There's a reason why we're going after this. Not that I'm just doing one thing, Gary Keller or anything, but. One thing. There may be many, but what would you say is your one thing? Good? All right, let's do the rewind. Dave, I'm sorry, Mike, keep that in your head, not writing anything down. What is your one thing?
For conversion, determination.
Perfect. Dave,
I wrote, it's kind of a combined answer. I wrote the ability to learn with the acceptance of failure. Because you know you're going to make mistakes, but then you're learning from that, it's going to make you convert.
Tommy,
Emotional intelligence,
love that.
like just knowing who you're playing to.
Your audience is great. Ian.
Communication will drive.
Okay, so that's your one thing. Okay, perfect, Christian.
Tenacity.
Tenacity. Persistence. Up there too, Jessica.
Commitment.
Commitment. Nice. Sophia.
Drive.
Drive. Good. Betty. Confidence.
Face to face.
Face to face.
Educate.
Educate. Okay, so my next question to you all would be, when you go on appointments, whether that be buyer listings or seller listings, are you focusing on your one thing? When you don't, honestly. The goal is this to be a bit of an uncovering. So, are you doing that? Yes or no? Not consciously, are you? Right? So, we talk about doing daily affirmations, we talk about coming in every single day, we talk about like looking good and smelling good and all that sort of thing. But one of your key factors perhaps is being overlooked. Because this is something that's coming from you. Every single one of you are individuals. We love the fact that we come in all shapes, sizes, and levels of diversity because we appeal to a vast audience. Wouldn't you agree? Say yes. So, your thing is going to be your thing. For me, like I would go right to the technical. Always on time, comfort contribution. That's the first thing I think about when I meet with a client. Always on time. Always on time. That's just my thing. And I make sure that what can I do for you? I'm going to take the book and set it right over here, and I want to hear what you want from me. That would be my one thing. So whatever that one thing is, and it doesn't mean that you have to commit to it, it should trigger your passion, and that's going to lead you to a higher level of success because why? You believe in it. Agreed? Okay, so with that in mind, so we had a situation pop up with one of our agents where the customer did not want to become a client. What is the difference between a customer and a client?
Because we don't design.
Correct? Go ahead. What's the difference between a customer
I'm
and a
gonna
client?
say client, you're representing them in the transaction.
That's what I'm looking for. So you're representing them. So however that shows up, whether that's in the form of a contract or an agreement or whatever it is, like something that has a commitment to you. So one of the agents, because I had the luxury of meeting with you all yesterday one-on-one, that they came to me and said, I've got a customer that does not want to commit to me because they had a bad experience with two other selling agents. So they are not going to commit, though they want the agent to engage in showing them houses. Doesn't that sound ugly? It really, really does. So, with that in mind, that's the stage, so we're gonna role play this, who's doing it. And if nobody volunteers, I'm going for the girls, so it's gonna be. Come on, get out of your comfort zone before I assign you. 3, 2, Marcia. All right, let's do it. Okay, so I'll set the stage, and then the boys are gonna go next, so you're not off the hook. Grew up in a big family, you have to be fair. Okay, so you have this client that worked with 2 agents before, she burned through them, they never responded, they didn't call her back, they didn't show her what she was looking for, sent her on appointments without them, and now she thinks all real estate agents are crap and she's not gonna commit to you.
I have one question.
Yes.
Could you call the agents and get some background, or is that the,
You could, might not be very well received, but you could,
okay.
because what's the worst thing that can happen? It's a very, very simple point. They'll just simply say, oh, she's crazy. Chances are they'll probably project that the person that they're working with was not up to.
They're never gonna say, I'm a crappy person, I don't do my job right now.
Right.
It's probably not worth the phone.
That kind of, though that is limiting belief, I'm gonna throw it out there. However, that is probably what's going on. Okay, all right, so, I'm the client, you're the agent. Let's do
You
it.
were starting to set it up and I don't know.
Okay, so
You're the customer.
I'm the customer, exactly. So, I worked with 2 other agents and they sent me on appointments, by myself, and they never called me back, and they weren't looking at any of the stuff that I was, that I really wanted to see, and so I'm not committing to any agent. I'll work with many agents and see who finds me a house, and that's what I'm working
Well, basically, what you're asking is for many agents to help you is not really in your best interest.
Why is
And
that?
what I would like to do for you is concentrate on just you and I working together so that we can find you exactly what you're looking for. If you trust me of being able to find clients, I only work with clients. Otherwise you're just a customer that, just like you're going through the line at Starbucks, you're just another customer. I want to have that relationship with you where we can work together and finding exactly what you want. And by doing that, what I need to do is find out a few questions from you, and a few answers from you. What exactly are you looking for? Because I can find things for you if I know exactly what you're looking for. So we need to know, are you looking for a condo? Are you looking for a single-family home? What is it? Can you tell me a few things that you're looking for?
I just want to live on the west side because it's less snow.
On the west
West
side? Oh, so are you looking for a condo or a single-family home?
Whatever it feels to me.
Okay, so are you moving, or are you living there by yourself, or will you be?
Yeah, there'll be grandchildren popping in and out.
But you will be living there alone by yourself?
Yes, me and my 3 cats.
So,
That's so not me. Sorry, I didn't.
I'm trying to picture that, but no. So probably what you're looking for is 2 to 3 bedroom. Am I correct in that
Sounds good.
assumption?
That sounds good.
And is a garage important to you? Attached?
Doesn't matter.
So what I'm trying to do here is figure out exactly what you're looking for, because that's going to give you the best opportunity to find something quickly.
Perfect.
How urgent is this for you? Are you selling something currently?
No, I don't have to sell, but I've been looking for 6 months and you just went into a dialogue about how you're gonna take care of me. That's exactly what the other 2 agents told me, so why should I believe you? Ouch.
I know.
You're
What's up, buddy?
So now, okay, so let's stop right there.
Okay,
Okay, so now we'll flip.
okay.
Now you can throw it at me hard. Okay? Okay,
Come on, Marcia.
go ahead.
Okay.
Take a breath.
Where are we? Are we starting over?
Starting over.
Okay. Hi, I just wanted to let you know that I just been calling agents that when I see a house for sale, I'm calling the agents that are on the sign.
Oh, Okay, so how does it, how, have you accomplished your goal? Have you seen anything that you really like?
Well, I've seen a few things, but, you know, they haven't been exactly what I wanted, so that's why I keep looking.
Okay, so you haven't seen anything that is no longer for sale, and you kind of think like, oh, maybe I should have jumped on that one? Did any of those show up for you?
No, because I'm just calling the ones that have for sale signs.
Okay, so you're just kind of seeing whatever it is. Okay, so maybe you can explain to me why you're not interested in working with just one agent.
Well, the last few agents just really, they haven't found what I need. I've been looking for 6 to 9 months now, and
Oh, like, whoa, let's go back. 6 to 9 months you've been looking for a
Yes.
home?
yes.
Wow, that's kind of a lot. Why do you think that is?
Well, because they can't find the right, they're not listening to me, and it's just the way agents are. Agents don't listen to what I want.
See,
You're all the same.
I could agree with you to some point that yes, no, good. Doing good. No, I agree. But this is something that we at Keller Williams call a weak agent. And this is something that we see far too often, and this really concerns me. Because then the person shows up like this, frustrated, and doesn't feel as though we're worth
Well, how do
our
I know you're any different?
Well, I'd like that opportunity to prove it to you. However, I'm more interested in finding out exactly what has gone wrong with your search so that I can help you. So you mentioned to me that you didn't want to commit to one agent. So if I can be metaphoric, do you mind?
No, go ahead.
Okay, so if you're not committing to one agent, what makes you think an agent is going to be 100% with you if you're not going to be 100% with the agent? So if you're working with random agents, they're just kind of putting you on the B list, which is probably why you're not getting the service that you're entitled to. So we need to maybe peel back that layer a little bit more and see like, what part of it are we responsible for so that this doesn't continue?
I don't know if I'm comfortable signing anything, saying I'm working with just one person. It just doesn't feel comfortable.
I understand that completely, and it is a bit of a commitment. Anytime somebody is asked to sign on the dotted line, I get that. So what I would like to do is try to figure out exactly why this has been a bad experience for you and help you to fix it.
So what if I have a bad experience with you and I've already signed? Am I just stuck with you?
So this buyer's agreement and this consumer guide is for me to protect you until you no longer want me to protect you. How does that sound?
Okay, I'll try.
Okay, well, good. All right, good, good, very good. All right, good. Boys, who's up? Somebody, anyone? Christian, you're up. We're gonna wake you up. All
All right,
right,
same thing, same scenario?
same thing,
Okay.
exactly same thing.
So you don't want to, so are you working with an agent right now?
I'm working with many agents.
You're working with many agents. Okay, what do you mean by you're working with many agents then?
You know what, whoever, if I want to see something, I pick up the phone, I call an agent, I say I want to see it.
Okay, now do they always respond to your phone calls?
No,
Oh, okay, that's a little bit alarming to me. Now may I ask, why haven't you decided to work with one of those agents?
because I've had 2 agents before and they didn't show me what I was looking for. I went on appointments without them. They sent me
You
out
have
to
an appointment
hotels.
without the agent?
Yeah, they just said, go look at the house.
Well, I did that, it's very hard for me to, take in, because that's not how this business works. I'm so sorry you had that experience.
Well, not once, but twice, so you
Twice.
tell me how does this business work?
Okay, well, I hate to say, but, there are some agents out there, like in other industries that are, you have weak agents, and then you have some strong agents. And at Keller Williams, I take pride in my work, and I love what I do, so I'd like to say I'm a strong agent. Now, would you have a problem working solely with me?
Yeah, because I got screwed 2 other times, like what makes you any different?
Okay, do you usually do buyer consultations? So have you done a buyer consultation yet?
No.
No, so you never came in and they never sat down and took what your needs and wants were for the next home?
No, all I did was make a phone call and they showed me a house.
Okay, well, I know that you've had some bad experiences, but that's like one of the very first steps we do, and I like to do in my business, just so I get a better idea of what you're looking for, your needs and wants are, so I can help you better find that dream home.
So it
would
sounds
you
like there's a whole lot of stuff and you're probably gonna make me sign something.
Yes, because I would love, for me to be fully committed to you, and I want you fully committed to me, we do like for you to be under a buyer rep agreement, and all that is stating is that I'm taking care of you, and at any moment in time, if you feel I'm not doing my job to the best ability, I'd like to sit down, have a consultation, and if you still feel I'm not doing my job, you can write me an email and I can let you on your way.
Good, okay, one up. All right.
I can tell.
Throw it at me.
Okay. Well, I'm just working with a lot of agents, and I saw a home last week, but I don't see this home this week. The other agent won't return my call. So can you show it to me?
Oh, they won't return your call.
No.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I left them, I texted them, and I left them a voicemail, and I haven't heard back from them.
Well, I will tell you that one of my value propositions is to be honest.
Absolutely.
And if you don't mind, I know that we're just having a conversation, and at this point, we have no commitment to each other, but if you would allow me to be honest with you, I would really like that opportunity.
Always.
Is that okay with you?
Absolutely.
Okay. So there is a good possibility that the agent isn't calling you back because they're not taking you seriously, which is completely unfair.
What? I'm pre-approved. I'm pre-approved.
I appreciate
I have
that.
cash in the bank.
I see. So let's take it one step beyond.
Absolutely.
If we were dating and you were very fond of me, but I was not quite as fond of you, and I wanted to date other people, would you be committed to me?
Absolutely not.
Well, see, there's a good possibility that maybe this is what is happening because you're telling me that you're working with many agents, so that's kind of like not one of them is that important. So there's a possibility that they're not going to make you important.
Okay.
Does that make sense to you?
It does make sense to me. I'm just still a little apprehensive of signing paperwork with anyone I don't know who I'm working with.
Well, tell me more about that. What gives you the trepidation of not wanting to
Well,
sign?
is there fees involved? Do I, get my stuff with you if it doesn't work out well? What if we don't work
Well,
together?
at Keller Williams, we never hold anyone hostage, so no, you're never stuck with me. As far as what fees are involved, I represent you in most cases for free. Are you aware of that?
No, I have no idea. What?
So let's peel back a layer even further. So if I'm representing you and it is at no cost to you, but you're not willing to commit to me, that could be why you've gotten the service that you've gotten in the past. So maybe we can solve this problem and find you a home. Does that sound good to you?
I like that idea, yes.
Okay, good, perfect. All right, so that was good. Your thoughts? Good, bad, and different. What do you
I
think?
love the dating. Yeah.
I almost said marriage, but I was like, that's a little bit too far. So, yeah.
I use I use that term all the time as an analogy for it.
Okay.
I think based on the way our buyer agreements are written, we don't just let people know. I think we should be more like
I
trying to
agree
say.
with that.
I would like if things.
Why
don't
have
work-
something signed if you're just gonna let them know?
Yeah, if things don't work out with me, I'll find an agent that's on our team that will be super easy better than I might do.
Okay, good.
Good call.
Yes, good. That's why we do this.
Even on listing appointments, I get asked if we don't like you, do we have to stay with you after listing? And I've been telling people that's actually not my decision. I can't sit here and tell you whether or not. And I usually say we're reasonable people. You can explain to us why I'm not doing my job. And there are things that you would like to be done differently. I'm not performing the way I should be performing. Then I don't see a reason why they wouldn't. I'm not telling you that they would, but there's a good chance that they would. But outside of that, you just don't let people know.
Sure. Now, the other thing that you should leverage is your team.
Right.
Like say, the beauty of being on a team is there is a large level of diversity in skill levels and a varying number of ages and experience. So if for some reason I'm not a good fit for you, I am more confident that I can put you with somebody that would be a better fit for you so that we can accomplish the goal and selling your home. Close. Always go right to the close.
And our goal is to not get to that point, so if you're finding something, like you said, if something's not going right, the one thing that I pride myself in is being able to communicate with you and having an open door meeting. If I'm doing something great or I'm doing something bad, please let me know. It's the only way I can improve with you and all my other clients better service by you.
Now, wouldn't this be a good time to insert your value proposition? This is why I work for the company that I work for. This is why I work in the market center that I work in. This is why we bring more buyers to the table than anyone else in Ohio. This is why we're the #1 brokerage. Like you have to reinforce that confidence behind what you're saying so that idea of being released gets diluted more and more and more and more to the point if you did it right, which is challenging. I mean, not everyone's going to do it every single time, but if you did it right, they're not going to want to work with anyone but you. Now, they're going to be a lot more open to your dialogue, your feelings and your impressions, correct? Because you're the real estate professional, right? They don't know anything about what they're doing because they don't buy and sell real estate like you do, correct? So this is where you kind of have to like walk that path with that difficult client to try to get them or try to get you on their side. because the way that this whole thing was done, and this was Elliot, by the way, this was his scenario that kind of presented itself yesterday, is you're at opposite ends. So, if I may, had a listing down the street, 2 doors down, my picture's on the sign. I walk out of my house, I walk down, I see people milling around the property. Can I help you? I was like, guy's picture on the sign, that's me. He was like, oh, I want to see this house. And I said, oh, okay. I said, you know, I'm working with many agents. I was like, oh, perfect. I said, great, have your agent call me and we'll set up a showing, and I was out. Just that quick. Like, you're working with many agents, like that means you're not committed, you're probably not serious. I'm not gonna open the door and let you walk through there and waste my time when you're not really interested in buying, you're just out on a Sunday and you wanna see something. So you do have to take that minute to try to qualify the person that you're working with. So of course, I gave them a card. I said, if you lose it, my phone number is right on the sign. Just have your agent call me and I'll be happy to set you up on a showing, because I'm sure your agent would love the opportunity to see this property as well. And we're out. So there is that certain element of you gotta kind of figure out, like, is this something that you can, back to our initial thing, convert? Can you convert this person from a customer to a client? Questions? Thoughts? You guys are kind of quiet today.
Do those situations happen often?
No.
The same dialogue?
No, right, agreed. Would you say that? Generally, no. Like generally, especially if you have a buyer, you know, if they want to work with you, you can usually get to, after you kind of like show them your charming personality and what you have to offer, they're usually pretty good about committing to you. The difficult part is, and I think you all have had this challenge, is getting them to sign that buyer agreement and or the consumer guide. So let's talk about that for a quick 2 minutes. How do you go about getting somebody to sign a buyer agreement and a consumer guide?
Sophia, you get everybody to sign, tell us what you do.
I just basically go over what the value to them is. I can give them access to homes that they otherwise wouldn't have access to. I can call FSBOs for them and give them appointments there. That way they don't go in unrepresented. I explain to them what the consumer guide is, and I go over what my duty to them is. And I feel like once you explain that to them, they're more likely, once they read it themselves, you know, depending on which paragraph applies to them, they feel a little better about signing it. You just have to explain it and explain why having someone represent you is a positive for them.
Right.
So if you explain that to them, they feel like they have somebody better negotiate on their behalf, to get them a better price, you know, to get them some concessions, things like that. So if you explain that, they're good.
So also on the actual consumer guide, have all of you read it? Like, have you like read the whole thing? Oh, you, yeah, okay. So, knowing what's on it, also leverage the fact that when the housing market crashed, because of the way that they rearranged real estate, that caused all of us that have been in business for a long time to forget everything that we know, because they changed all the rules. And one of them is to present you with this consumer guide so that the real estate board is clearly aware that we are presenting this to you because it's a requirement. Because isn't it a requirement after a substantive contact? Right. So now, all of a sudden, you're being honest, but it's not coming from you to lock them down so they can't run anywhere else. It's you. Also, have you worked with any other agents? Have you met with any agents? Did they ask you to sign a consumer guide? And if they say no, because most people are afraid to, you go, ooh, well, I'm glad that you and I are sitting at the table together, because we so don't do things like that, because that's a compliance issue. Like, we have to present this to you by law. Now, there's no negotiating it. Now they're like, oh, okay, well, thank God for you. You know what I mean? So you have to get those things signed.
What if they've already signed their guide?
Then they either have to be released or you guys let them go.
Okay.
I mean, it isn't necessarily, consumer guide isn't a commitment. However, somebody could wallow up and go, I think for substantive contact, I'm due a commission. So you gotta be very, very, very careful. Also, there's a good possibility that the buyers aren't being completely honest with you.
Right.
So you have to go, okay, well, if you did work with another agent and you're telling me that you didn't sign anything, please email the agent and thank them for their services and let them know that you decided to take another route. And once you get that email, please send a copy of it to me. So now you're being released. So basically, like, You know, Schmoet, thanks for showing me these houses. I decided to go into a different direction. Thank you for all that you've done for me. And then the agent should say, I completely understand. Good luck in your home search. If I can help you in any way, I will. And you get a copy of the email. So if it does bubble up, you can go, no, 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 no. You agreed to let this go, and I have nothing in writing that says that you created, you know, reasonable cost. We do a commission. Makes sense? So these things are kind of out there, but they happen, so you have to be prepared for it. So I know today's like a little bit more diverse than normal, but good stuff and good role playing, guys. By the way, that was awesome. I didn't need to be so mean to you on a Tuesday morning in purple. Okay, all right, guys. Yes,
Real quick, can I say something?
certainly. Say
And
something.
it's totally unrelated. I'm leaving in less than 5 weeks to go to Uganda on a medical mission. Most of you know that I go on this.
Yep.
I collect donations and glasses and sunglasses. Anything you can do that you feel like you'd like to do would be much appreciated because I'm getting my money over.
Okay.
Getting my.
Tell me a little bit more about that.
About the mission?
Like what kind of things do you need exactly? Are you looking for clothing?
No, we are, it's strictly a medical mission
Okay.
that we do, but one of the side things we do are glasses as well, toothbrushes as well.
Do you need frames or just like
No,
lenses?
we need glasses, preferably not like bifocals. I can't,
Yeah.
we don't have the wherewithal to set up machinery we basically have a chart on the wall and we have a chart that they
Right.
hold. And we have interpreters that help us, we go to a very poor area of Uganda that most people don't ever go to. It's 250 square miles of almost like what Cuyahoga County would be, only 3 times that size, and they have 2 medical facilities. Most of the areas in the small villages, they don't have running water, they don't have shoes, they don't have electricity. So getting to a medical facility is near impossible for most of them. So when the only medicines they get are Rumiko.
When do you leave?
November 4th.
Okay. I'll help you out.
Oh, thank you, thank you. So
Work for an
anything.
eyeglass place, you know.
You know that,
Oh,
right?
no, I didn't.
I have, I'll just call around to like every store in Cleveland and try to get on there.
I go through the Lions Club to try, but they haven't responded and I
They
don't know.
have
Well,
Lions Club's like.
there's it's like one of the central ones in Texas, in Midland, Texas, but they haven't sent them to me yet. So now I'm starting to panic because they should have sent them like
Yeah.
2 or 3 weeks ago.
I'll try
But
to
I also bring about 800 pair of readers. And just real quick, glasses are so important there that and I didn't realize this until the first year I went 4 years ago. The lady was elderly lady. She was probably like 40 because her life expectancy is like 56, but she had the chart on the wall. And I had the interpreter ask her, I said, ask her she needed for both. I said, ask her, I don't have bifocals for her, what's more important? That she sees far away or that she want to read? Does she sew? So she asked her and she was illiterate, she didn't know how to read. And she didn't sew, so she said, could I have glasses to see the snakes and the hyenas before they get me?
Sure.
So glasses are extremely important. We do a lot, we're seeing a lot more people this year. Last year, we saw in 6 days over 2,000 patients.
It's a tearjerker, it really is.
Wow.
It is.
Yeah.
You go through every emotion every day. But we saw over 500 patients the first day. So glasses is a small part of it, but it's what I'm kind of responsible for. But I'm also this year responsible for getting some medications, to helping provide some other medications. So monetary donations, if it's a monetary donation that you want a tax deduction, I can tell you what the name of the churches that we go through in order for people to get that as a tax deduction. But it's one of the best things I've ever done in my life.
You can take my kids with you, maybe they'll appreciate more.
You'd be surprised. My neighbor is taking her daughter this year, my next door neighbor. Her daughter's a junior in high school and she's taking her. And you'd be surprised, it really does make them appreciate.
I've done some local things, even in local, like East Side schools. And it's unbelievable how, like, a 4th grader can't see
Right.
right here in Cleveland. It's
Yeah,
weird.
so we'll stay on top of this.
Yeah.
Throw out some reminders,
Okay.
when we meet, for
Okay.
everybody. And, you know, I know that Betty has gone with her.
Yeah, Betty went
Yes.
with me last year.
And David almost went as well, because there was some pretty serious dialogue about what it is. So it's an amazing thing. So, yeah, if you can contribute in any way, that would be great. All right, very
Thank
good.
you.
All right, guys, thank you.